Hey guys, gossip and reactions Maristic. I'm on my break and I was just watching Stephen A. Smith going rogue on Donald Trump and black people outrage in this country. And you guys know that I'm not a big fan of Stephen A. Smith when it comes to him giving people their flowers and then turn around and shit on them and say all kind of negative stuff. And usually that happens when it comes to athletes, when it comes to a certain actors or actress, which is black, right? He's always on the side of white people doing well and black people doing badly. When he report the news on those two different races, it's like black negative, white positive. But tonight, I have to tell you something. I finally agree with what he had to say when it comes to the fear that he has if the former president become president again, which is Donald Trump. A lot of people, and it happens to be a lot of black people also, want to see Donald Trump become president again. With all the legal trouble that he's going through, it seems like that it doesn't matter. It doesn't bother them at all that this man is going through a lot of stuff. Legally, he's fighting a lot of cases. And people don't seem to bother by that at all. And I strongly believe Stephen A. Smith's biggest fear is to see this man become president again. And I don't think he feels like President Joe Biden is strong enough physically, mentally, to be able to beat this man to have another term. And his opinion, I strongly believe he wanted another candidate, somebody who's strong enough that can beat former President Donald Trump. Again, he said he's not against Republican, he's not against Liberal, and he also mentioned a few people he would have voted for if those people were still in the run to become president of the United States. Unfortunately, they're no longer there. So the fight now is between President Joe Biden versus former President Donald Trump. So the issue, the biggest problem is the fact that this man is going through a lot of legal problem right now. And people still seem to say, well, this is who I want to be my president. And there was nothing wrong with that. Which is wrong. Like, you want to vote for him, good for you. You want to vote for the current president, go for whomever you want to vote for. People cannot tell you who to choose. The issue I personally have is the fact that people think when the former president was there, financially they were more stable. This man was given stimulus check as if he was buying your vote left to right, adding more debt to the country's debt. So I don't know if that was the smartest thing to do. People need to get up, find a job, be able to sustain yourself so you don't try to wait for free money if this man become president again. There was a lot of stuff Stephen A. Smith covered tonight. I agree with him 100% because people would say, laugh, or do anything to make it seem like black people are doing well off when former President Donald Trump was there. But when you look at the reality, what do you have to show for that? What did this man do for the 4 years he was there that you can say, okay, this is how much more money I put in my pocket. This is the house I was able to buy. This is how much less I pay to send my kids to school because this man was the president of the United States. You don't have anything to prove to show you that when you went to look for a job, you were not discriminated against because of the color of your skin. That doors were not closed in your face because you were black. because you're a minority. You gotta see it in a deeper level than just stimulus check, than just easy to get something. Where you at ease, where you at peace, when your kids go somewhere where they're able to come home, where kids were being killed because they had a hoodie on, because they were black, where kids able to be respected, whether they were black or white. I remember clearly when this former president was the president, those redneck guys would go around with trucks with those flags, the Confederate flags, you know, throw it in our faces. People are racist, were racist, but it was more pronounced, you know. It was more like in your face racist. Yeah, you black, you this, you that, you don't belong here, go back to Africa, you don't this, you don't that. Before you would think, okay, people will be racist at home, undercover. But during this former president, it was like very okay to say, and they would not have to pay for being prejudiced, disrespected to someone that was black or others. I mean, if you want to take it further, I was just thinking, black people been through a lot in this country. No order was done from Congress to stop black people from being discriminated against, racial profile. But I can remember not too long ago when Asian people were being attacked. Congress go right there, pass a bill. Nobody can touch Asian people. Nobody can racial profile them, which is great. And you don't hear that anymore, which is wonderful, which is amazing. But why black people have been suffering so long, have been asking for help for so long, have been killed for no reason from police officers for so long, nobody done anything about it. Nobody said anything about it. As if it's okay for our kids to be killed just because they are black. It's okay for our kids to be killed just because they have a hoodie on. It just doesn't make sense. Like, people try to not see the reality in their faces. It's right there. Don't act like you don't see it. Don't act like you don't smell it. Don't act like it's not right in your face. Just because you like somebody, just because you grew up being Democrat, don't mean Democrat always been in your favor. Go deep in history, you see a lot of rules, a lot of stuff that was passed through Congress. It was Democrat that was in power. A lot of things that happened. Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. He freed a slave. So there was a lot of things you need to do some research, some own due diligence on, to get to know your history and realize a lot of stuff that happened to black people that was not good. Who was in power, who was in control? It was Democrats. So being Democrat, or just because your parents grew up being Democrat, always voted Democrat, doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. It is, unfortunately, right now we don't have a great candidate as Republican that you can turn around and say, I'll vote for this person. This person allegedly is a criminal, is being accused of all type of crime. Somehow people still want to vote for him. Good for them. I hope it goes well for them. But at the end of the day, look at your choices well and see what works for you now, what will be working for your kids' future. Okay? Not just temporarily. Again, I don't want to make this about me or how I feel about this man. I know he disrespected the Haitian people, say all type of things about them. I'm not a big fan of his. I don't care what people say. I'm not his fan. Okay? But one thing, Democrats are not doing anything neither. They're not doing anything. They just promise. Nothing has been accomplished. But to some people, just because they grew up being Democrat, they cannot change their opinion. They cannot change anything. They just want to go with what they are used to. You got to look around and vote for the right person. Again, we don't have the right candidate for Republican. And you just have to look and see where you would vote and who would fit best for your kids' future and for your future. You will not get a job because the color of your skin, but because you are qualified, you went to school for it. You want your kids to live in a free world of colorblind, not being disrespected because they are black, not being denied, closed door in their faces because they are black. Subscribe and let me know how you feel. Again, Stephen A. Smith, finally you get my vote. You did the right thing by expressing the way you feel. It's not about sports. It's not about how you feel about the players. It was about being a human being, being a black man in America. I appreciate that. Like I said, I give you my vote this time. But if you said anything out of control about the players, about black people versus white people, I can always come back and change my vote. But right now, you have gained my vote. Subscribe and let me know how you feel. Thank you. Bye.